Hi you guys, thank you so much for joining me today and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how I cut my own hair. I have always been asked how I can possibly cut my own hair, so I finally set up my camera and filmed the whole thing. So here's what my hair looked like before I did any cutting to it. It's basically just long with lots of layers in it to help with my curly hair. And before we get started, here I am showing you guys my scissors. And I always have to say, if you've never cut your own hair, don't try this at home. I am a licensed cosmetologist and I've been cutting my own hair since I was about 14 or 15 years old. So that is about 20 years of experience cutting my own hair. Before I get started cutting anything, I am going to section my hair and pin up the majority of it. And then I just have my spray bottle full of warm water in here, and I am going to spray my hair and get it pretty damp. I don't want it soaking wet, I just want it wet enough so that I can comb nice clean sections and my scissors will cut through everything smoothly. Now that my hair is dampened, I have dropped down the bottom section and pinned the rest of it up, and I'm going to go ahead and trim off the length first before I go back in and cut layers through. Two things I want to point out. Number one, there is a mirror right next to the camera, so if you see me keep looking over, that's what I'm looking at. I'm using my viewfinder in the camera, I'm using the mirror on the wall, and then I have a mirror hanging up on the hook behind me so that I can always see the side of my head and the back of my head. And this is what really helps me to make sure I'm cutting straight lines and I have clean sections and everything, because I can actually see the back of my head. And then I have my hand mirror here that I'll use sometimes if I need to see a little bit closer. So usually what I do is I'll trim a little bit and then I will check my length and make sure things are looking even. And if something is left a little bit long, then I go back and I cut a little bit more off, because it's always easier to cut more hair off. You can never put the hair back on once you've cut it all off. And I just want to say, while you guys are sitting down and watching this video, thank you so much to those of you who keep coming back to my channel and watching more videos. I really do appreciate those of you who take time out of your day to watch the videos that I make. I just really love making these videos, and it's a nice way for me to get some of my creativity out. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for supporting my channel, and I hope you guys like the videos that I have coming up after this as well. Like I said, first thing what I'm doing is I'm just trimming off the length and I'm getting everything where I want it before I add layers. So my goal for this haircut is to have sort of a long bob with some stacked layers in the back. I was looking for something a little bit different. I was feeling like my hair was too long for the summertime and the ends were looking very dry in a lot of places. So rather than having dry hair all summer, I figured I would have a nice, healthy haircut. So what I'm doing is basically dropping down more hair and then combing it all down straight and making sure I have a good even length. And then I will section my hair again and put those layers in that I was talking about. You'll also notice I always do a section down the middle of the back of my head and then work my way out to the sides. I feel like I get a much more even result with that as opposed to trying to work from the sides into the middle or working like from left side to right side. I know some schools of hair cutting teach you to work that way, but for me, I've always had better results if I start down the middle and work my way out to the sides. Okay, it's time to add some layers, and you'll notice when I am sectioning to do my layers, I comb and then I comb and then I comb some more, and that's kind of my way of measuring twice and cutting once, if you know what I mean. But I really can't say this enough. If you don't cut hair or if you've never cut your own hair, this video is not really an educational video. It's more for entertainment purposes. I wouldn't actually recommend anybody else trying to cut their own hair, and the only reason that I cut my own hair is because I'm a control freak and I like how I cut my hair. And it seems to me that every time I get my hair cut by somebody else, I end up going home and fixing something. So I've just learned how to take care of it on my own. And again, I'm just slowly working through each section. I will trim one section and check the layers and make sure I like where they are. And then I take another small section of hair and let it out of the clip and go around and trim that one. I never try to do the whole thing all at once. You can also see how I will comb the section where I want it and see where I need to cut. and then I'll move my hand so that I can trim my hair while it's in front of me. I just find that I'm a lot less likely to cut my finger or something if I pull the hair around the front, and I just make sure that I don't lose my section. I make sure that I don't lose that spot where I'm actually supposed to be trimming. Here's what the haircut looks like after I dried it a little bit, and you can see some of those layers in the back. But what I really wanted to do was blend the layers a little bit better and take some of the thickness out, because my hair tends to feel really thick and hot in the summertime. So I'm just going to go through with my regular scissors and cut little itty bitty bits out of the ends of all of my layers and just lighten up the whole thing a little bit. If you stuck with me this far, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. I promise I'm almost done. As you can see, when you're trimming your own hair, there is a lot of going back and double checking and resectioning. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate everybody who watches my videos. And please don't forget to make sure that you're subscribed and click my bell for notifications so that you can see when I make a new video. And really quick, here is the end result. Here's what the haircut looks like when it's finished. So I think I cut about 3 inches off of it, and it just felt so good for summer, and I hope you guys like it. Bye!